What is going on, my Houston Texans family? If the Texans think that they're going to walk into the Mile High Stadium and beat the Denver Broncos in a game which we are expected to lose, Vegas has us as 10.5 points underdogs, and I can see why. The Broncos just traded for Russell Wilson. They have talented players on the offensive side and the defensive side, so I can see why everyone has them being picked as the favorite in week 2. But after almost upsetting the Indianapolis Colts, I think the Houston Texans can potentially do that in week 2 as well, especially after the head coaching botch, in the Seattle and Denver game. He took the ball out of Russell Wilson's hands, decided to kick a very long field goal. They miss their own one. They are looking to make a statement against this Houston Texans team. But however, I am potentially giving the nod to the Texans because I think if they are going to win, it needs to be on the backs of number 31 Damien Pierce and number 59 Kenyon Green, because honestly, I think Kenyon Green at this point is a better run blocker than 64 Justin McCray and a decent enough pass blocker to start him over number 64. And you already know how I feel about Damien Pierce. I think he's a potential dark horse for Rookie of the Year. He showed all throughout training camp and the preseason that he was the most violent and best running back. So for them to give 70% of the carries to Rex Burkhead, number 28, I really don't understand that, because it made this offense very predictable. They knew that when Damien Pierce was in the game, he was going to run the football, nothing more, nothing less. And that's why on 80% of the time that Damien Pierce was running the ball, the Indianapolis Colts were stacking 8 men in the box. That falls on an offensive coordinator, Pep Hamilton, for not using these RBs correctly, because honestly, I don't think Rex Burkhead is better than Marlon Mack. I don't even think he's better than Royce Freeman or Jeff Driscoll. Y'all have heard me say in the past couple of videos, I am rather having Jeff Driscoll run that 3rd-and-1 instead of Rex Burkhead. More on that play a little bit later, but it feels like the ghost of Bill O'Brien is still here. And I talked about this in yesterday's video, and the Texans' old ways haunting them again. We knew that there were some players that they favored more. Nick Martin, Brendan Scarlett, who else? Bernard McKinney. We knew these guys weren't good, but the Houston Texans coaching staff were giving them some love and playing over guys where we knew they didn't deserve to get the playing time. And it felt like that in week 1, and that's honestly a bad way to start, because you need to put the best 11 on offense and the best 11 on defense. And honestly, I would rather lose a game with Kenyon Green as my left guard and Damien Pierce as my starting running back instead of Justin McCray and Rex Burkhead. I think these rookies gave you the best chance to win, not only against the Denver Broncos, but as the season goes on. And not only that, you have to add the youth factor in. There is nothing that McCray and Rex Burkhead could give you for the long term for this team. You let these rookies mess up, because honestly, this is a season where no one expects the Houston Texans to be good. They don't expect us to be in some football games. And after seeing that we hanged with the Indianapolis Colts and this offense looked good with McCray and looked good with Burkhead, it is going to look much more better with Kenyon Green and Damien Pierce. Let me know if I'm wrong. The veterans had a chance to show, had a chance to put the rookies at a hold and not have us commanding them to play in week 2 like we are right now. But they had a chance on that 3rd-and-1 in overtime. The best play out of the timeout, this falls on Pep Hamilton, was running Rex Burkhead behind Justin McCray and Justin Britt. Justin McCray and Justin Britt. And y'all already know Justin Britt was having one of the worst games we haven't seen in a center in a long time. And yet your best play was running Rex Burkhead behind those two. Those two instantly got beat. Rex Burkhead gets tackled 2 yards for loss. The Houston Texans punt. It's a tie football game. Can you imagine going into week 2 with this win? After, like I said, the botch that the head coach of the Denver Broncos made, I would have definitely sat here and said the Houston Texans are going to win this game. But the fact that Davis Mills and Lovie Smith both said that Dameon Pierce needs more touches and that the young guys need to get more involved, we need to see it in week 2. If we don't, there is an issue. Because I'm going to be here much more upset, much more mad if we lose a game because of Justin McCray and Rex Burkhead. We drafted these guys high. Kenyon Green was a first-round pick. Dameon Pierce was a fourth-round pick. We've invested in these guys. It is time to get rid of the old way. Put the best 11 out there. Let me know what you guys think. As always, go Texans. You guys have a very blessed day.